A drug is an important component of healthcare sector. It's an important component. You can diagnose, fine, but after that you have to prescribe a drug. This gives a showcase about the strength of the pharma sector in this country. And we have a dynamic PM is at a 3.0.
Yes.
And anyway the industry is at 4.0.
So today on a fireside chat, we have Mr. K. Raja Bhanu, Director General for PharmExcil. So PharmExcil is basically a pharmaceutical export promotion council of India. So welcome, Mr. Bhanu,
My pleasure.
on Pharma Now.
My pleasure.
I think you have a very incredible journey as a controller, as a regulatory officer.
Yes.
And you've been also a joint director for
I was still deputy director in Andhra Pradesh as a drug administration. And
all big roles you have played. Now I think you are into a different role altogether as a Director General of PharmExcil.
Exactly.
So I really wanted to understand what PharmExcil is all about. What are your roles here?
Yeah, PharmExcil is basically, if you can expand that acronym, it is Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India.
Yeah.
Set up under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, under the Foreign Trade Policy.
Correct.
Foreign Trade Policy. Since 2004 it is here. In fact, it is called out of a PharmExcil and all. And since 2004, because to have a more presence felt at the global level, maybe the policymakers have thought of this one. And from since then, 2004, it has been continuing the journey. And its headquarters being in Hyderabad. And we have offices in Delhi and Mumbai also as the regional offices. So this is basically our PharmExcil. And if you can see, it is the basic objective of is to see promote the exports of pharmaceutical sectors. And we used to have drugs and pharmaceuticals, APIs, finished dosage forms. And earlier we used to have medical devices under this one.
Right.
And also the Ayush kind of a thing. But we have the separate councils now coming for the Ayush and also for the medical devices. So the core sector is now APIs, drug intermediates, and finished dose formulations.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
And as you all know, the pharma sector is in this country as of now when we are talking, it is around 55 billion USD.
Correct.
And half of it is for domestic, and in the financial year 24 we have exported around 27.8 billion dollars.
Amazing.
Almost like say 200 destinations or countries what you talk, and that gives our image as a pharmacy of the world.
Yeah.
As in India, Bharat what we call is the pharmacy of the world. Then I think as good as 30% of our drugs goes to the highly regulated market, I mean like US.
Yes.
And also to the Europe, and then we have Africa coming up and Latin America and so on and so forth.
Right.
So that way we cater to the needs of the global population.
Correct.
And as you can see that our core strengths and all is into the formulations as well as APIs as a pharma sector.
Right.
You could see the journey and all. In 2004 when it started as a PharmExcil, we were exporting around $3.9 billion. And say from one decade from there onwards, if you can see in 2014 it was like 14 plus US billion dollars.
Absolutely.
And now in 2023 or 24 in financial year, you can say that it's 27.8.
Wow.
And our target for the next financial year is around 29.8.
Amazing.
So year on year, you can see as a CAGR rate of around 9% kind of a thing.
Amazing.
And as a country, we have an ambitious target for the pharma sector. We are expecting, say, for 130 billion USD by 2030, around 400 plus USD by 2047, what is called Amrit Kal, 100
Yeah.
years of our independence.
Yes, yes.
I think as a sector, you can see that we have APIs, we have formulations, oral solid dosage forms, liquid orals, and so on and so forth. And we have vaccines as a very strong
Yeah.
division into that one.
Right.
And almost like around 60% of pre-qualified, WHO pre-qualified units are here.
Right.
As a sector, we have around 6,000 physical units and all in this country of these manufacturing units are there. And one of the highest number of US FDA sites outside the US we have here,
Exactly.
and highest number of ANDA filings are being done, and DMs filings, and also with the Europe also, and PMDA Japan and other things and all.
Correct.
So this gives us a holistically a sector which can cater not only for our domestic needs of 1.4 billions, and it is also for so many countries also. The important factor when I'm talking about this one is that a drug is an important component of healthcare sector. Is an important component. You can diagnose, fine, but after that you have to prescribe a drug. And when you prescribe a drug, naturally, the two important components goes into is that the quality as well as affordability.
Yeah, I agree.
I think in that way, the pharma sector in India can fulfill these two factors.
Yeah.
We are good in our quality aspects of it, and as well as their affordability.
Right.
It is because the kind of technical prowess we have over the years, not just in, we started with a public sector undertakings way back maybe in 1970s and all, even much before that. We have been having all those public sector undertakings like IDPLs, Karnataka Antibiotics, Kerala Antibiotics,
Right.
Kerala Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, UPDPL, Uttar Pradesh Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, Hindustan Antibiotics Limited, wherever Pimpri, Gimpri, and we have all those antibiotics being manufactured over
Yeah.
there, and also the drugs and pharmaceuticals.
Absolutely.
From there, it got evolved. I think with the Patents Act and all, when it was only the process patent was recognized, not the product patent. We got an opportunity to manufacture many drugs at the what we call generics, off
Yeah.
patent kind of a things
Exactly.
at our level. And since we have that technical know-how, we are strong in our chemistries and all those things. I think we have progressed to a level like this and all.
Amazing.
And a journey from here onwards, it will be in a different path. I think we want to, I think as a sector, the dawns of the industry, you must have heard in all these 3 years at the sidelines of your IPC and all, 73rd IPC, which I held it in Hyderabad. Since Hyderabad, when I'm talking, it is as strong as in their own APIs and formulations and all, and almost like a 30% of the drugs also get exported and also manufactured over here. In that sense, I think from here on the journey will take a different route, because we want to be strong in our innovations.
Yeah.
As the sector,
We'll
they
change
want
the
to
gears now.
concentration on the innovations. It could be incremental, it could be otherwise also. Not only in the small molecules, what we are talking about, the generics, Indian generics and the pharma generics and all. We want to, as a sector, they want to concentrate on the other things like biosimilars, the complex generics, and personalized, the genetic origin and all. These are the things which are probably they will rule for the next decade and all. That's why the value is also coming up. Not only the volume, this value, the products and all. This will give us that edge over the other companies or the globally, and God willing, yes, we will excel in that also.
Absolutely. I think next decade should be our golden
Yes, we want
era for us.
Yes,
as India.
hopefully it should be.
Yeah. So I think a lot of like as you say, Hyderabad is also becoming a pharmacy of India now.
Yeah,
So
it
a
was
lot of
there.
startups are coming in.
Yes.
They want to expand their wings in international market.
Exactly.
How PharmExcil and how our authorities are helping them out? What platform they are providing?
I mean, not in Hyderabad, not only in Hyderabad, even the other places in the
Completely,
country
yeah.
also.
Yeah.
The startups is one such this thing where the government of India is also trying to help out in the budget and all with the innovations, and the earmarked the budget for them around 5,000 crores and all.
Wow.
It is a very good amount and all. They want to see that the industry, not even in the form of a startups, or even as such the industry also has to invest in that kind of an R&D where they want to come up with the new molecules. There must be something in the pipeline, but you have to really ensure that these research and innovations, they will turn into a product
Yeah.
which has to be really catered to the needs of the public and to various therapeutic categories. In fact, we are looking probably, you could see that maybe in the pandemic and all, we have seen something which has come up, a new one which has hit us hard.
Yeah.
And not only in terms of the disease, but in terms of the opportunities also.
Yes.
In a way. So that's why I think we don't want to have surprises. So we don't want to have a surprises. So we want to see that what is coming up and try to see that if these things can really cater those needs and all those things. Yes.
Fantastic. For sure. Sir, I think I have also heard that PharmExcil conduct lot of trade shows, exhibitions.
Exactly. That's our DNA.
So can you tell me about any
Yes,
upcoming?
yes. We have a lot of events and all because they are all supported by in a way by the government of India in terms of the initiatives which they say that to project ourselves as the pharmacy of the world, we try to do the trade shows as well as we take the delegations outside the country also into the regions, various regions in Africa, in Europe and Latin America and CIS countries and so on and so forth. So in that way we take the delegations. We have around 4,000 members under PharmExcil, which have both the manufacturing as well as exporters and all. So we want to see that, yeah, I can understand the big companies can make their business felt by way of registering their product sales where in every part of the world. But we as a country also we are having a lot of MSME sector is there. So in that way there is a market access initiative for them also to where the government provides the supports them in terms of coming to those delegations along with us to the various countries. So covering some of those expenses and all. And also their products get registered and all. So the 50% of their registration amount is being reimbursed. So that the rate limiting steps, we all know that if you want to really sell your product in any of those countries and all, the product should get registered. For that, the back end is that the product has to, in your place where you have the WHO, GMP or otherwise GMP, they may come for inspection or the certifications what we have and all. Sometimes these are all help them to understand that what kind of a quality level which we are having and all. So I think that once the product is get registered and all, then they will try to rely on you. They will try to, because increasingly worldwide the budgets are really they have every country will have their own constraints on having their health budgets and all. To see that they get those products within their own means and all in that budget agenda. So for that, as I said in the beginning itself, that as a product we have that two intrinsic factors. One, you should have a quality, and else should it be affordable. So there we can really pitch in. There we can do that. And so that way the Indian products are really able to get it registered there and all. And once they can start selling to them, and it will come in their own budgets. There are procurement agencies, government procurement agencies, various countries and all. The procurement agencies are backed by very NGOs and all, and they support them and also. So in that way they will try to buy. So you can have more volume in terms of that for the value which they are agreeing. These are important things. And we have, of course, coming up with International Pharma Exhibition, we call the flagship program of PharmExcil, IFEX 2024 at Noida, Greater Noida, IEML, coming up in August 28th to 30th of this year. Almost by this time we have registered around 440 exhibitors. From our own country and all, and we are expecting 400 plus foreign buyers coming up to see our products, have the first-hand information, learn from the horse's mouth. And on the sidelines we have inaugural sessions and all planned with all the technical discussions and all, and to showcase the kind of you have seen in 73 IPC, the kind, see around 12,000 delegates got participating and all, the 75 scientific sessions going on, and in various tracks and all. I think this gives a showcase about the strength of the pharma sector in this country. So it will try to tell you there also, in IFEX also, that this is the strength of ours, the kind of HR, the kind of capacity building which we have here. The entire value chain, the supply chain in terms of human resources, in terms of APIs, in terms of your excipients, in terms of your raw material, in terms of intermediates and all those things we have ready with us, and we could able to produce a formulation.
Absolutely.
And we could able to sell that kind of a things. And every country who is aspiring for this kind of a environment, we call ecosystem and all,
Yeah.
definitely I think it takes a good amount of time. We in fact invested a good amount of time in
I
this
agree.
country, say from 70s, 60s, whatever it may be. We have come to a level now, and from here we are aspiring to the next level actually. So if there any country which is looking at us, in fact we could show it that this is what is our strength, this is what we are, and this is where we can able to, and partnering with our country in terms of all these things will really help them. And yes, I think we could see that many countries want industry at their place, localization kind of a things. Definitely, I think some of those companies who are interested, because every company wants to see that they want to have investment there, localization there, produce it there,
Yeah.
and get circular, I mean, cater to the needs of them.
Right.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Fair enough, even
Yeah.
for us also.
Yeah.
So we don't mind as a country. In fact, the Prime Minister used to advocate that we want to really be with them in terms of G7, G20, whatever it may be. All those things he has been telling that India is always, you can look at us and we are always there for them and all those things. I think in terms of capacity building, we have, you could see that the number of colleges we have,
Yeah.
the number
Absolutely.
of NIPers we have, and you can see those guys and all which are into the pharma PGs and PharmDs and all the technicalities and all which they could able to see in all those vectors, the sectors and all. Say you can see that manufacturing, analysis, R&D, biologicals and all those vectors they have people and all.
Absolutely.
This kind of a nature, I think, not just we are in 1.4 billion, we have a good amount of. I think probably you could have seen that we have 10 lakh pharmacists.
Absolutely. And I think this is the right time,
Exactly.
right age,
And
everything is right
and
for
there
us.
there is a huge demand in the IPC saying that you have an important subject of pharmacy and all into your UPSC kind of a thing.
Yeah,
To see that like all other services, we can also come with something like pharmaceutical services also.
Absolutely.
Like in administrative services, like other services also.
Exactly.
So that's good.
So, sir, I think it was really wonderful talking to you and understanding the role of PharmExcil and overall government agencies in the growth of pharma. I'm sure I think we have a golden age ahead, and with your contribution, I think
We have a very dynamic minister who is having his Piyush Goyal ji
yeah.
with 2.0. Is the second time he's coming as a commerce
Yes.
and industry minister.
Yes.
And we have a dynamic PM who is at a 3.0.
Yes.
and anyway the industry is at 4.0.
Yes. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think that sums up.
Perfect.
And also I can watch for the kind of products which are being produced and being exported and also cater to the needs of 1.4 billions. And half of it, in fact, we are consuming the
Yeah.
entire sector, and half of it is going for export and all. And I've been telling that tagline for us is that we are tried, we have tested, and we have to be trusted. Now,
Yes. I think this is very important. Tried, tested, and trusted.
exactly.
That's the formula. For
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Amazing, sir. Thanks a lot talking to Pharma Now.
Thank you so much.